Hello, jurors, honorable judge, and opposing counsel. The prosecution will wrap up its case with the facts, and we know that the jury will take them into consideration and make the right choice. Allow me to remind you that the witnesses representing the prosecution are Danny Jamison, a homeless child now left without a mother or a father in this world, and Officer DJ Motes, a man who has done his job as a police officer well for decades, as well as being a humble servant to the community of Barrister throughout the while. The defense is represented by Sandy Wilbur, a woman whose testimony should not be seen as reliable because of her loyalty to Olson, who lied to the police and to the Prime Cuts Meat Company to cover for Sandy Wilbur. Also, she has been involved in drinking and driving, and is definitely extremely loyal to Olson for covering up for it. And then there is the defendant in this trial, T-Berry Olson. T-Berry said that she believes in second chances when she was lying to the police for Sandy Wilbur, but she wouldn't give Teresa Jameson a second chance in this world, and therefore she is now dead. You heard my opposing counsel refer to our witnesses as biased, and this we can agree on, but our witnesses are biased towards the law and justice, while theirs are biased towards lies and murder. In this case, Olson is being charged for third-degree murder, and she is obviously guilty. It has been proven that Miss Jameson is deceased. It has been proven that T-Berry Olson killed her, and has been proven that it was done maliciously, all beyond a reasonable doubt. The brick with her fingerprints on it, her collaboration with the local gangs in Big Dog Wade, her constant bigotry towards the homeless of Barrister, her corrupt business practices, including saying in her own direct that selling horse meat would be too much of a risk, not saying that it would be morally wrong to sell horse meat to her clients. And all of these things constitute her motive, weapon, and her opportunity to kill Teresa Jameson. And motive was the word you were looking for, by the way. All of this mounting evidence has proven, beyond any reasonable doubt, that T-Berry is guilty, and there is no other possible outcome of this trial other than a guilty verdict. She says that someone else could be responsible, maybe Big Dog Wade. But how can you pick up a brick with 3 fingers? Not possible. So either 2 of those were hers and she picked it up with her whole hand, and there's one unidentifiable fingerprint from when she fumbled with it, or something like that. But 3 of them are hers, and 3 of them are someone else's or hers. So no one is going to pick up a brick with only 3 fingerprints, so that evidence does not help them. And who else could have sneaked into that alleyway in the split second that Jameson was out there, hit her with a brick that specifically already had Olson's fingerprints on it, and then run away? There is no reasonable doubt that she is the one responsible for the murder of Teresa Jameson. Ladies and gentlemen, you have also heard how Officer Motes was harassed by T-Berry Olson, despite reiterating that his policy towards all homeless people is to move them into the shelters when it's cold outside. You heard the testimony of Danny Jamison, the young woman whose life has now been ruined by Olson's irresponsible actions, and you have heard the testimony of the defense. Let us now examine the evidence that has been brought before you in terms of the exhibits of this trial. Exhibit 1 is a photo of the murder weapon, along with the coroner's report, which states that the brick has Olson's fingerprints on it and Jameson's skull matter. The 3 other fingerprints, as I have said, would not constitute the opportunity for someone else to pick it up. And Exhibit 2 is Olson's bigoted letter of complaint to the BCPD, in which she criticizes Officer Motes by saying that the gangs do a better job of cleaning up the streets than him. Exhibit 3 is a report of the desperation that Danny Jamison was forced to resort to, having to take money from her own shelter. And Exhibit 4 is the most important for you all to consider. It is a calendar that clearly shows Miss Jameson being late to work only 4 times in the month of October, despite the accusations that she was late every other day. It is a calendar that clearly shows that, excluding Saturdays, only 4 times was she late, and this is not a significant number. Olson believes that she can get away with saying that she fired Jameson because she was late, but the reality is that Jameson was going to tell the world about the horse meat scandal, whether it was true or not, and Olson could not allow that. Exhibit 5, thank you, shows that the buying of meat dropped off after the accusations of horse meat. And trust me, if she really cared about other people and not just herself, T-Berry Olson would not be selling horse meat in her cafe, supporting violent gangs, and being a bigot towards any and all homeless people, including Teresa Jameson. The defense will lead you to believe that their client is innocent and should be found not guilty. However, this is not the case. Ladies and gentlemen, today you have heard a trial that will stand the test of time. Today you have heard a trial of T-Berry Olson. And today, we know that you will not allow a bigoted and selfish woman to walk away from the trial when she is clearly guilty. Thank you. Objection.